Hey, future managers, welcome back. Just wanted to share a couple more things with you out of chapter 11. So this is the last thing I want to share with you. In our first videos, we talked about the classic leadership styles and the Hershey-Blanchard model. So this is another one called House's Path Goal Theory. So this, I don't have the 4-blocker for you, but I think it's an interesting style that's worth knowing. And this is basically trying to figure out how do I lead as a leader to help people to achieve work and their personal goals. So again, this goes back to Maslow's hierarchy of needs we learned about earlier. Maslow talks about, we need to get people to that self-actualization level where they're always learning and growing. And so you need to get to know your people a little bit, which the Hershey-Blanchard model can help you to do, and then figure out how do I get people to really go to that next level and reach that self-actualization. And it could be a work and it could be a personal goal as well. So let me just walk through these with you real quick. The first is a directive leader. They're letting others know what is expected, giving directions, maintaining standards. They basically tell them, here's what you need to do to get there. You need to do A, B, and C. Boom. So you're really laying it out, and that usually happens when someone just needs to know what they have to do to get it done. Like, hey, what do I need to do to get a raise? You need to do A, B, and C? Okay, good. So that's very directive. The second is really more of a supportive leader, and this is the approach that most managers choose to take. They want to figure out, hey, how can I make work more pleasant for you? How can I help you look as that you're a peer? How can I involve you in what you're doing? How can I support you in your daily actions? So you're friendly, you're showing concern for them. So for a day-to-day leader, this is really what most people do. If you want to try to figure out how can I achieve good work goals, you have that kind of friendly, supportive leadership mentality. So trying to figure out how to take care of your people. The third is an achievement-oriented leader. All right, so achievement-oriented leader is really someone who's going to push you to the next level. And sometimes people need it, sometimes people want it. Sometimes there are just aggressive goals that need to get met, and so you have to be that way. So that's setting challenging goals, expecting high performance, and you're also showing confidence in the person and their ability to reach those goals. I'm going to be straight up with you guys. This is me being transparent. I believe that if you guys are going to be successful in the workplace, I have to be an achievement-oriented leader. I want you guys to be successful in your future careers. And so that's why I think I treat you guys, not like students, but more like colleagues that I really want to train up to be a next leader of the organization. So that's kind of my mentality when I go into teaching. I think that if I treat you like students, I think I'm not preparing you for success in management. So this achievement-oriented leader is a really great way to challenge them, expect high performance, but then be confident in your people and their ability to do it. And let me tell you guys, like, the work that you've been doing shows me that you have every ability to be able to reach the goals that are set for you and do a fantastic job, not only in this class, but in school and then further on in your career. So I'm really proud of you guys. And then last, this is another really fantastic leadership style to have. And again, it depends on what you're trying to achieve with work and personally, but is a participative leader. That's involving others in the decision making. All right, that's saying, hey, listen, what is it you would like to do? And what are your ideas on how we can reach these goals? That's a fantastic thing to do. And I'll tell you, I do not see a lot of leaders. I have not had a lot of leaders come to me and ask my input for these kinds of things. But if you do the participative leader, it really can be helpful. I will say, when it comes to my personal goals, like I had a manager once who saw that I really was just bored in the workplace. Like I was doing everything for everyone, and I was just like, like I'm bored, like I'm not challenged, I'm not doing anything, and I just felt like I wasn't living up to my purpose. And so he even came alongside of me and goes, hey, what are some things that we can do to make life, make your work more exciting, more challenging not more challenging, but like help you to continue growing. And I'm like, well, I'd like to have more responsibility, I'd like to be able to change this process or that process, I'd like to have some communication with such and such party. But then I told him, I said, listen, I really am like, I would say I'm a dork. I love school. Like I really want to go back to school and, continue learning and growing. And so he said, okay, well, I want to encourage you to do that. And that's when I started looking into doctoral programs. So it's really kind of cool that that participative leader can kind of drive those kinds of efforts. So anyhow, so that's a little bit on the House's Path Goal Theory. 2 more slides for you here just to kind of wrap it up, and I want to make sure you're familiar with these terms. You guys have heard about this before, but this is a charismatic leader, all right? And what's interesting about a charismatic leader, there's an ongoing question, say, are leaders born or are they made? And I would just say yes. I've seen both. I've seen people that have that natural charisma, that natural leadership, and they really can inspire others, create that enthusiasm, have extraordinary performance, and they don't even have to try. And then I've seen other people that really have to work and be conscious of, how do I convey excitement? How do I get people behind me when I'm doing this? How do I get people to go to that next level? And they really have to sit and theorize about it. And so when I think about the people that are made leaders, again, I've talked about it before in this class, it comes back to the engineers. My engineers, they're not natural people person. They're not naturally charismatic or outgoing. They're really more analytical thinkers. And so when I think about an engineering leader, it's very few and far between you find a charismatic engineering leader in my experience. I have seen some, but let me tell you, they're usually the ones that have to work at it as opposed to being born at it. Okay, not knocking engineers at all. They're extremely bright. I value them very much. I just know that my brain is wired differently, and I love that God makes us all differently. All right, a couple more terms to share with you guys. So this is important. So the difference between transactional and transformational leadership. So I want you to think of these as two different sides of the spectrum. And again, this goes back to thinking about the history of management. So back in the days of Frederick Taylor in the early 20th century, late 19th century, he very much was a transactional leader. He thought if we pay people more, they're going to work harder. And that was what being a good leader is. We are going to say, it's kind of like we call it the carrot and the stick. If you do this for me, I'll do this for you. So if you get your work done and make me look good as a leader, then I'm going to give you a reward, which is a raise or a bonus, whatever that may be. It's very transactional. If you do this, then I will do that. It's an if-then carrot and stick relationship. Very transactional oriented, because if something happens and that reward goes away, what's that going to do to you're wanting to get your task done? Where's the relationship that's going to kind of keep you to want to working, maybe if there's no reward there? And that's really problematic. So now what we're seeing in the 21st century style of leadership is transformational leadership. That's saying, how do we inspire and arouse people to go above and beyond extraordinary effort and performance, where it's not necessarily about just getting the job done or just working to get the reward. All right, it's really saying, how can we get people to go above and beyond to great success? So that is the difference between transactional and transformational. A lot of times for transformational leadership to be successful, you have to have that leader down in the trench with you. You have to have that relationship with your employees, and you have to be able to make them feel like they are valued and included in the decision-making process. All of those things that we talked about under Hershey Blanchard and House's Goal theory all tie up into transformational leadership. All right, so last slide I have for you, and I'd be remiss if I did not bring this up because I think this is very important. It's this concept of servant leadership. All right, I want to, and my hope for all of you is that you'll all become servant leaders. All right, so servant leaders basically are saying, listen, it's not about getting the task or the goal done. My commitment is to you, my people. I'm not so concerned about promoting myself or doing this job to help me get a promotion. I'm really concerned about taking care of my team and helping my team to be cohesive and be the best that they can be as individuals, as team employees, and I want to make sure my people are well cared for. You have a servant heart or servant mentality. My computer keeps trying to restart. Oh no. So let's hope I can finish this here. Oh no. So all right. So I apologize for that, guys. But anyhow, and then last is really giving people, oh boy, the power to be able to make their own decisions and achievement and influence as well in the job. So you want people to empower to make sure they have the ability to be able to grow in their future careers, in themselves, and they have the ability to really be themselves in the workplace and are enabled to make decisions independently and be able to just achieve some sort of respect in the workplace. And so that's what a really good servant leader will do, is they'll empower their employees. And so a great way to do that is through delegating, as we've talked about. So I've gone through a lot today, a lot of great terms, but I'll let you guys go and check out some of the videos. Hope you guys enjoy them. And I'll really look forward to seeing you guys in Zoom this week. Have a fantastic rest of the day.